Hi everyone. Today we'll be creating a simple, a basic Bible trivia website, and we'll use Node, the Fetch API, and yeah, I think that's it. You'll just use the Node. Oh, and React. We'll also be using React. So this is the finished product. So you have a scripture, and then you have to guess the book name. And to guess, you click the answer button, and a prompt will appear, and then you have to enter the book name. And if you're correct, this nice green checkbox would appear, as well as the scripture, the full scripture here below. And if you want to generate another scripture, you click the generate scripture button, and then you can also choose from where in the Bible the generated scripture will come from. So all book means it can either be the New or Old Testament, but if you want to limit it to the New Testament, you can click New Testament, generate scripture, and then that will get a scripture out for you. So this is another scripture, and then again you have to guess. So we're guessing correctly this time, and if it's wrong, I'm just going to get this red X. So yeah, that's what we're going to be building today, and we'll use Node.js. So if you don't have Node installed, you can go on nodejs.org, and then you can install it to your PC. And then once you have Node installed, we'll use React to create the app. So on React, if you're new to React, you can read the docs on their website. And if you click get started and you go on this link, create a new React app, you'll use this command, and that will create the new React app for you. So I already have Node installed, and I've already typed in the command, and it already created everything for me. It does take a couple of minutes, and then to get started, you can open it with your favorite code. Okay, so this is the entry point of the React app. So you go to source app.js, and first thing first, npm install. Alright, okay, so once the development server started, you can then go to the browser, and then you should get the standard React page. Alright, okay, so let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to the public folder and edit the index.html. So we'll rename the title to Bible Trivia. And I also want to include Bootstrap. Okay, so I'm just going to paste the Bootstrap CDN link there, and then I'll also grab the link to Font Awesome. So I'll post the link to these in the description. Background of the body to BG secondary, so this will give it a nice darkish background color. And if I go to app.js again, so we can just remove all of this, and we can just try each one here, each one hitting. What's wrong with my typing? Wow. I will save that, and then so yeah, so this is the BG secondary background we have, and then that's the heading we just typed in. Okay, maybe I should have the browser and the website beside. So I just wanted to have the browser on the right and then the code on the left, so that we don't have to keep switching screens. Alright, so we have the Bible trivia title. So that was just to test if everything is working. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get a div, which is the one that was already there, whatever. So we're going to have a container div. So we're going to have a container div. Inside the container, we're going to have a bootstrap card. That. And then this is going to be the section where we have the Bible scripture section. And then inside the card, we'll have the card body. There we go. Okay, so we'll have that section, and then we'll have the block. And then inside this card body, we're also going to have a footer. And then you should add a class to this footer. Right, so that's going to be the scripture text, Bible. You have to test the book name. All right, so below that we will have the form. And this form is where we're going to have those buttons and that selection to choose the Old or the New Testament. So on this div, this is where I'm going to have select, and then we'll have button. Okay, and then that's the end of the form. So we have generate scripture and then the answer button. And then at the bottom of the form, you have that section where you display the results. So we'll create a div for that. Yeah, depending if it's correct or incorrect, we'll have the icon. Okay, I'm just going to check if I have font awesome. Okay, so yeah, so just make sure you have font awesome. All right, so this will be the correct scripture reference after person clicks the arrow. Maybe you can just, all right, so this will be the correct scripture to show, and maybe we can just edit the CSS a bit for this. Let's see. So we can center, and we have margin top 5. Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, that's fine. So this is the basic UI for it, and then now we're going to work on the JavaScript. Okay, so I'm going to import sleep. Okay, so the idea we want here, so we want the user to select from where this generate scripture will be coming from. Yeah, so maybe we can work on that first. So we will have to have some variable to store from where we're gonna do the random scripture generation from, whether it's from everywhere in the Bible, the Old Testament or the New Testament. So these options we can give them values. So you can just say value is 1. So we know that when the value is 1, we're looking at the whole Bible. And the value is 2, we're looking at the Old Testament. And the value is, you're looking at the New Testament. Okay. Search filter. Maybe I should maximize it. Because we're working on the JavaScript now. So if you're going to set the search filter to target value, right, so depending on whichever one is selected, that value is going to be set to this state. Okay, so that's the select button. That's the select option, and then we can work on the generate scripture button. So for the generate scripture button, we're gonna have a click event. Which can generate, so we'll call the function generate scripture. Create function. So here we're going to call the Bible API at random. Okay. Alright, and then for this answer button, we'll also have a click event. Have a generate answer. Then you only want to make this visible when the generate answer button is clicked. So let's have another state const show set show. So set false by default, and then when you show this, so we show this when show result is set to true. So if you save it, generate scripture has already been declared. Generate scripture. Thought I'll copy this. Generate answer. Generate answer. Yeah, so as you can see, the result part is hidden now. Alright, so what can we do next? Let's see. Okay, this doesn't seem to work yet, so maybe we should work on that. Oh, of course, target. Oh. Yeah, now it's working. Okay, let's work on the answer button. So when you click generate answer, we should set to true. So now if you answer, it generates that. And then when you click generate scripture, this should be hidden again. So copy this and set this to false. So that works fine. So the only part that's missing is the API. Oh, So this should be green when the answer is correct and red when the answer is incorrect. So here, so your answer, user answer, okay. And then, oh, let's have a state called we make it guess correct. Yeah, make it guess correct. So if the user guessed correctly, this is going to be true. If the user guessed incorrectly, it's going to be false. So set the default to true for now. And then over here, just going to copy this. We'll say if the user gets correctly, then we'll display green check. Otherwise, we'll display a cross in a red background. Answer, and then if you change this to false, yeah, so that's working. So we'll replace this user answer with the guess. Oh, we're missing one more button. Oh, the answer. All right, so when the answer is clicked, we should also have a pop-up, a prompt. So generate answer. So you set this to false, and then next thing you're gonna do is gonna have a window prompt. Okay, we should do this at the end. So we're gonna have a user answer here, and we'll use the window dot prompt. So I believe this is a promise, so we'll just do wait, and we'll make this synchronous function. And then once we have that, we'll just alert it for now. Save. Okay, so answer. Okay, that's working. Okay, so we get the answer from the user. So this is going to be the book that the user guesses. And then we have to set this correctly. So let's be true for now. This has to compare real Bible book. So what we'll do, we can have another state for the current scripture. Current scripture. Set current scripture is equals to use state. Okay, and this will be an object. We'll have book name, verse 16, the text. Okay, so it's going to be the current scripture that's going to be showing, and then we can use this here. So we have that. So we have that showing. And so when we when the user types in an answer, we can compare it with the book name. So to do that, we'll just use a ternary operator. So you say user answer, and then we're just going to get rid of pieces, and then we're going to convert it to lowercase, and we're going to compare that to scripture in lowercase. So I believe we can already test it now. So when you say Tron, correct, then you say letters, incorrect. Right, so the answer part is working, which means we have the last part remaining, which is this generate scripture. So for the generate scripture, there's a cool API that I found. It's very simple, cool API. It's called it's called Bible. So Bible API.com. And this is how you get a single verse. So you have the scripture, chapter, colon, and the verse, and then if you want to use the translation, you just add it as a parameter. So if you go here, it returns this JSON object, and it has a reference, and then on the verses it has an array of objects. So this is what we're interested in. The book ID we're not going to use. We're interested in the book name, the chapter, the verse, and the text. So this is what we're looking for, and this is how we use the API. We call the API. So we're going to use this. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to clear current scripture. First thing we're going to do, we're going to have a variable. Somewhere here, you'll get a random book, verse, and chapter, and then we'll store it to these variables. So we're going to have a book. Now let's say John, and then you're going to have chapter, and then you're going to have verse, which is a different verse for 17. So once you have those few things, you can then call the API. So let's have wait press await, and then you're gonna fetch. And then I'm going to use brackets first. We're going to fetch HTTPS Bible API com /. So we have a book. Oh no, they have a book, and then we have chapter, and then we have verse, then we have a verse, and then we want the translation to be King James Version. And because we're using our weights, we'll just take this instance function. And then once you have that, we'll take the response. And what we want, this console log with data from save. Okay, so in the generate scripture, there we go. So we have the reference, and then we have the verses, which gives us the book ID, the book name, the chapter, and the text. Okay, and then here we're going to call this again. So we have beta verses, which is an array. We want the first element, which is an object, and then we want the book name. chapter, the verse, and the text. Save that. Let's scale. Now the current scripture. When you show the results, you want to display the correct scripture, which is saved here. So it's going to be the book in chapter. Verse. Oh, so that's going to be the correct scripture. What else can are we missing? Anything else? So when we generate the scripture now, there we go. Book name, answer. Yeah, so it's working. The only part that's left now is getting the random scripture and not hard coding it like we're doing here. So to do that, we're first going to look at the search filter. Where's the alert? I should get rid of the alert and generate scripture. So we're going to get this filter, search filter. So now I should say 2, 3. So this will tell us where we're going, from where in the Bible are we looking to get a random scripture. So I'm just gonna have a variable let I is equal to 0, and if search filter. Okay, before I do this, yeah, if the search filter is 1, then we're getting a book from the entire Bible. So there's 66 books in the Bible, so we're gonna go random times 65. That's 1. And you're gonna floor that. Floor. And the reason you're doing this is because you're going to use this I to get a random book. We're going to have another state called I use state. It's going to be an array. And that array will have book, this, and chapter. Chapters in the book. And it's gonna have all the books, and then so when we look at the search filter, you know that we're gonna get a random book from either all the Bible or from the New Testament and the Old Testament. So if it's two, we're looking at the New Testament, no, the Old Testament. So it's 39 books in the Old Testament, and it's 27 in the New. But you don't want to start from the beginning, you just want to start from the New Testament, so it's going to be 8. So in ISB, it means that we're looking at the Old Testament, therefore our random number should be between 26 and 65. And this will be the index, this I is going to be the index of this array. So at 0 we have Genesis, at 1 we have Exodus, at 65 we have Revelations, and so forth. So that's the purpose of this I variable. So I'm just going to paste this. On Wikipedia you get all the books with their chapters, so I took all that information and then I made this nice and long array, which I'm just going to paste it in. This code will also be on GitHub if you're following along. It goes not a lot of lines, but it does take a bit of time. So now we have all the books in an array. Alright, so this is going to be I dot book, yes, dot book. And then the chapter is also going to be a random chapter. And go copy this and go map dot random for this map for. Okay, so this will give us a random chapter depending on the range, and the range will be determined by the number of chapters associated with the book. Whew. Okay, and then for the verse, all right, so for the verses, so an interesting fact, the chapter with the shortest verses in the Bible is Psalms 117. It has 2 verses, and then in all of the Bible, I believe all the chapters have at least 8 verses. Right? Yeah, at least 8 verses. So what we'll do, we're gonna say if the chapter is 117, then we know that this is a book of Psalms because it's the only book that has a 117th chapter. Well, is it? Maybe and fact check me on that. So if the chapter is 117, we'll just make the verse 2. We just hard code that. Otherwise, we're just gonna get a random verse between 1 and 8. And math for that. Okay, so we have now a random book, a random chapter, and a random verse. So when we test this, it should be complete. Wait, but the Lord is faithful, who shall establish you and keep you from evil. Just gonna guess First Corinthians. Oh, I was close. 2 Thessalonians. This is definitely in the Old Testament, and they're I'm gonna guess and say Numbers. Ah, wow. So this is good because it will let you know that you really have to study the Bible. But I believe this is in one of the epistles in the New Testament. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's... Yeah, I was right. Wait, they're not type Philippians. Maybe I could cancel. Okay, so the user answer isn't populating. I only noticed that now while we were testing this. But as you can see, this is complete, and we're just gonna edit this to get the right user answer. So I believe we already have a variable for that. Guess correct. We don't. Okay, we can just create one const. User answer set user answer. Okay, and then here yeah, I believe this is it. Generate scripture. Yeah, so this is working now. Wait, is it working? Yep, yeah, so we have the user answer here. Yeah, I remember what I did is I set a span for this. Make it stand out. Explaining. Yeah, there we go, and then generate a scripture. Okay, let's go New Testament. First Corinthians. Okay. Oh my goodness, I should read my Bible. Alright guys, okay, so this is it. So this is how you build this simple trivia website, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, afternoon, morning. Yeah, God bless you.